spammed.
Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. As always, I am joined by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great. Feeling good. Ready to talk some PvP.
How is the pour? I need to know how that pour is.
Oh, there we go.
Too much head.
What?
Way too much
That
head.
looks great. That looks great.
He's right.
As you can tell, we have a fourth box joining us tonight. The Mythic Squad Void Hunt Tournament 2 champion, Just Crypto himself, is joining the pod. Just, how are you?
Doing great, lads. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming on, chatting with us. First off, congrats on winning the tournament. How's it feel to be champ?
It's been a couple weeks, so I've already forgot about it.
That's not true. He hasn't.
I mean, it was a nice.
I haven't mentioned it in like several days, so
it was a nice little check. Nice little,
pretty big check.
Yeah, it was a nice little check. It was very cool. It got me kind of revitalized, looking at basically every aspect of the game, kind of just going through a bunch of stuff I've been putting off, just because I don't know, I'm just having a lot more fun when you win. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
But I've been mostly blowing all that money.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. All right. So most of what we're talking about tonight is equipment. There's been some developments in the equipment market and some buys and some interesting moves that are happening.
Caused by any individuals.
Yeah. We don't know how it started.
Nobody started it.
Who's talking about it? Before we get to equipment, though, I want to hit on a couple, because we didn't do a pod last week, so we got some news items I kind of want to run through real quick that are interesting. Number one, from 2 weeks ago, Zipper and Hubert went on the AMA and just did like 45 minutes talking about expeditions. It was exciting. It sounds like we're talking about very soon. I don't know what that means, but it looks like
Google Sheets very soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming. It's interesting. It's basically going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like automating the questing, basically. Like an in-game option to do that rather than having a third-party, bot do it.
It's land travel, right?
Yeah, it's not travel, as someone.
Yeah, it's not related to land travel. It's
that it was.
Why would you think that is that?
I can still pull timestamps where travel is mentioned in the same breath as.
Just because they said we're working on travel and expedition doesn't mean those things are connected. Anyway,
that barely said that.
Yeah,
let's move on.
It sounds exciting. It's going to be C Joule or S Joule. You're going to have to what's the word for that? Like
stake.
Allocate. Yeah, you're going to have to say it again.
Allocate. You're right.
Yeah. You're gonna have to allocate some of your S Joule or C Joule to activate it, basically, and it looks like it's like 10 per 30 heroes. I think is what I saw. We don't have to get really into it because obviously there's gonna be more information when it's coming out here. But did you guys listen to that AMA, and what are your thoughts on expeditions, just kind of in general?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Zipper said that it's going to be like dramatically less gas. It sounded like there is going to be a slight Joule fee that they didn't give us the number on to like put heroes in, take them out. I don't know, but a lot less gas is good. Sure.
Guy, did you listen to that podcast? Or
I did. It'll be interesting to see how the C Joule cost equates to the offset in gas. Like, is that a 1-to-1 ratio, or is it something better than that?
I hope so, although I don't know. They might be. I don't know. They're going to need to make a profit. We lost Guy. Just, did you watch that AMA? And what are your thoughts on expeditions?
I did watch it. I don't remember anything about it, but I'm definitely pro exhibition. I don't think I'll use it too much, though I might. I've kind of been wondering if my level 10 potatoes are actually making me money. I haven't really taken the effort to figure it out. I just let them sit there and quest. So I would rather they be in an expedition contract than costing me money, or Joule gas price can go down low enough to where they'll start making me money again. That'd be good.
It will
not
be
for me, but good.
Is if Expeditions goes live, and then just as a whole, because so many people are doing it, whether any of us individually do it, that gas prices just like naturally go down for everyone in the community. I think that'd be very interesting.
I think it'll be very good for the potato market, which has been in shambles.
Mhm.
Other sections of the market have been doing very well, but the potato market, especially where, less than 20 cents. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it can't go down more, but
Yeah.
I don't think it will after there's a use for all these things with
No, that's a good
with the expeditions, personally.
and I mean, obviously we'll see it, because obviously I think there's going to be a ton of people doing that, transcending, getting that divine, what do they call it, divine essence. There's going to be a lot of people burning heroes to do that. So I'm curious if now this is just kind of that gravy of another reason to get more heroes to go burn them later. Like if you could put them in expeditions until then, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's going to be obviously more details. They did release a document that was basically like a written down kind of version of everything they said in the AMA. It was on the Discord. I highly recommend, if you're looking for more details, to go check it out. All right, some other news items. Big Red Raffle ended. And there's been kind of a gap. I don't want to say gap, but there hasn't been kind of a new raffle to take over. As significant as the Big Red Raffle was. I said that weird, but are we worried about this? Are we worried about when next raffle? Is that something we should be stressed about? Do we care?
I never won them anyway, so ask friends what it's like paying for your beer instead of
giving
TD pay
Skiller. It was just giving Skiller money. I feel like that's all it was doing.
He earned that money, so my boy Skiller, shout out. No, there has been a lot of like when next raffle in the Discord, and I think there's something to be said for the fact that we kind of, as a community, feel that we need these raffles to sustain the hunts, and they're not really sustainable because it's, partners kind of just giving away money, hoping to draw people to their platforms. I don't know. It's the raffles. I don't think can go on forever. I'm sure there will be more, but I think it says something about the game loop.
I think they're a nice little extra, but the reason I do hunts is to get experience and potentially the equipment drops. Like I don't sure, I'm excited to be thrown in those raffles, but like that's never something I'm thinking about when I go on my hunts.
Same. I mean, but I don't think that we are kind of a good representation of maybe the community as a whole with that. I think there's a section of the community that would disagree with that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And in terms of if it brings new people in, obviously I think that's a good thing, but I don't know how many like Big Red people, how many people came into the game.
No, it's the other way around.
Yeah,
they want to bring people in. They're the ones paying money.
I mean, did either of those things happen though? Then
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a new favorite meme coin on Avalanche, but I don't particularly like memes on Avalanche, so I own 0 TD tokens. But if I were going to buy one, it would be TD. But yeah, it's the other way around. I mean, we're not bringing any TD people in. I don't think. We're just presumably going the other way with it.
Yeah. And I think if those platforms kind of look back at their metrics, if they have any way of like looking at those metrics, like, hey, did this giving away these funds bring anyone in? Do we think a lot of DFK? I don't know. Maybe a lot of DFK people are bag holding.
What are they giving away? Now. This is a treasury. This is magic internet money you printed however many billions or trillions of, and you put some in a treasury for advertising, and they chose to use some amount of it for this.
Right. I'm saying if they look back and see that it didn't really accomplish the goal they wanted, they might use that treasury in other places next time. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they keep getting more partners to keep doing this stuff, because I think it's just good to get the word out. But I'm also like, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of down on raffles in general, because I never win them. I don't know. All right, let's move on though. This is how this was.
Hold on. Is that coming from the guy who won 2 Gen Zeros?
I mean, well, no, that's different. That's different.
Not hunt raffles.
Yeah.
Fair. Anyways, I had to throw that in.
Yeah, I'm glad you came back for that, guy. Thanks.
Happy to contribute.
This is how it was written in the agenda, so I'll just say this. The Great Equipment Run of July 7th.
Yeah, that's what I named it.
What does that mean?
There was a run on the equipment market this weekend. It all
Somebody
started.
bought an item for double the floor, and then all hell broke loose.
Double the floor is, I wouldn't say, an accurate representation. It was
23.5. Okay.
It was also the best house curio in existence. But yes, Saturday night at 10:30 p.m., I bought a Taos Curio, thinking nothing of it, not knowing that my actions were setting off the greatest equipment run in DFK equipment sales history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's all I got.
How
No, so joking around, obviously, but yeah, no, a lot of equipment was bought this weekend. Shout out to Kurt Hokage and Max Guerin. They were anchoring it. But I do have a list, if you want me to read it quick, of every item sold since Saturday night.
let's see, it can't be that dramatic.
So Saturday night, 10:30 p.m., right?
Mhm.
I bought the Taos Curio, including that one. There were 4 Taos Curios bought, 3 Scally's Eyes, which are obviously the headline item.
Hello.
4 of the Elgrin Aegis, so that's all the amulets. 2 Charger's Masks, 2 pairs of pants, 5 Gore Axes, 7 Gore Bows, 10 Staffs, 9 Drumsticks, 9 Feather Dusters, 6 Wishbones, 9 Bacchante Mails, 4 Bacchante Helms, and 9 Bachler Shields.
How many spectacles were bought?
There were quite a few. I did not count those. But yeah, it's a shitload of equipment. It was flying off the shelves. There's one
That's a lot.
Bachler.
So this was from, you said Saturday at what, like 10:30 p.m.?
Yeah.
Until
Well,
right now.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up the next morning and checked the equipment sales and saw Franz and was like, "What?" And then I saw Max Guerin right below bought a Scally, and I said, "Oh shit, it's happening!" And I bought the 90K Scally that I've been staring at for the last week,
Wow.
trying and failing to get OTC. And yeah, so maybe I was the one who
Pressure.
truly sparked it.
You FOMO'd
Oh
in.
wow, you're taking credit. Oh wow.
You know,
Comes on our
everybody saw that.
podcast.
Everybody saw that and was like, "Oh, it was just a couple guys screwing around."
Well,
but
yeah,
now somebody knows something.
They
You know
saw
what
the
I mean?
champ come in,
The champ,
and they were
exactly.
like, "Oh
Mhm.
shit, if he's doing it,
I
that's
wasn't
the guy
gonna
that
say-
made the knife
yes,
video."
that's what I
They were
mean.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit." No, it reminded me of like a fantasy football draft where like all
One
of a sudden
quarterback
a few,
goes.
yeah,
Yeah.
quarterbacks go off the board, and everyone's like, "There are not going to be any quarterbacks left. I need to get one right now."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are some of those things completely off the market now? Like they're not available at all?
Skelly's
so
Eye
I'll
does not
Pull
exist
it up.
Wow.
on the tavern.
So, and that I ended up sending out a tweet. I tagged Ansem, who
Yeah, I saw
think
that.
a lot of us are familiar with, and I was basically trying to get some players that aren't playing DFK anymore back in. So to kind of
Flooding my bags, friends.
Yes, I am
Trying
but
to
as a
dilute my bags.
As a non-Scally owner, I want more. Just we were talking in guild chat about like the total numbers. I don't have that written down of how many of the amulets were originally dropped.
120, but they haven't all been claimed.
Right. So okay. So 74 Scallies are in existence. Shout out Raph and Eindorf for giving me that number.
Claimed, yep.
Claimed, yes, meaning like yeah.
Right.
But 120 were initially airdropped. So there are
So there's
still
a bunch
quite
of
a few,
dead wallets that they're sitting in, basically.
around 50-ish.
Damn.
That are still sitting there claim airdrop. And that's what I was trying to shake free. I don't know if it worked. I have seen more
None have been
people in
listed
DGen
since.
Dungeon. Yeah, there are more people in DGen Dungeon that are saying like, "Hey, I'm selling this whole wallet of heroes." So I think I brought people back that like, I might as well cash all this shit out. See, but yeah, no. And now there's no equipment left.
Has anything else been wiped from the floor? Like any other items, like
Buckler.
Bocklers?
Bachler
Buckler pretty much gone.
only one that's listed right near here. I'm gonna share screen.
I mean, a bunch of stuff has almost doubled and stayed up there for
Right.
just a couple days. Like the bows were at 5 or 6K, and you can't buy one for 9,000. They're a little bit more than that, and they're staying up. The hats have almost doubled. They went from like 15 to 26, I think.
The birthday hats, you mean?
No, the Bach hats.
Okay,
Oh,
because
the
there
helmets.
was also.
Oh yeah, 15K to 25K or so.
Okay. Because a little off topic, but Ren Immortal was going through and buying all like the junk items. Bought like 50 hats, bunch of spectacles, some bunny ears. I just thought that was interesting. But anyway, armor. Oh no, that's accessories. So yeah, so we got 12 chargers mask on. So 3 of the Doc Knight helms. This jumped up. It was like 15K.
Yeah.
I believe.
So yeah, a bunch of stuff has gone up, and people have definitely, made their items available, and the market has absorbed them so far. It hasn't been quite like a race to the bottom like I figured it would be with the bows. People are buying them at 8,500, 9K.
Yeah.
When they're available.
Yeah, 9K floor right now, or 9,200. Yeah, I mean, and as someone who sold a bow or two early, I think a bow was my first drop, and I was like, oh, these hunts are going to be out forever. I'll get more. And I mean, I gotten 1 or 2 more, but not many, man. They're hard to come by. Josh, you've gotten a lot of bows recently, right?
Gotten a lot of bows. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, that's
you just kill the pigs and then you get a bow. It's not that hard.
I get a lot of blades. How are those? Are those worth anything?
I haven't got many of those or staffs. It's weird. Just the bows.
I've gotten a decent. I just say decent amount. I don't think I hit the volume you guys hit on number of hunts, but I have 4 of each, bows and blades. I don't have any staffs though.
Are you just holding, or what are you doing?
I'm holding. Well, I'm using those. I sold a Chargers mask, the first one I ever got. I sold that almost immediately. I kind of regret that. I don't know though. I feel like Chargers masks aren't really a favorite. But
I like Chargers mask. We'll get into that later. I think that's one of the more.
Well, I wanted to mention. I just wanted to mention that this buying frenzy happened over the weekend. We're gonna talk about equipment a little bit later when we talk about PvP. So, I thought it was interesting. I think I like Franz. I like the great equipment run of July 7th. I like that you called it that.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything better. There's definitely a better name for it, but
no, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get into, I'm really excited about this topic on the agenda.
I'm just shilling my bags in chat. Sorry.
Before we get what do you think Franz does every episode here?
I'm literally doing it on screen right
now.
This is next week. It's just going to be just me and Just, and we're just going to go through everything we want to sell. It's going to be like an auction house style.
We're going to talk about PvP because there's been a couple updates. Well, it's kind of slight updates, but this topic, the title of this topic is Anticipatory Salt.
Oh,
yes, that's me. That's for me.
Franz, you going to have some salt coming up?
Again, this isn't saltiness. I'm not salty yet.
Okay.
This is anticipatory salt. It's like when you're at the bar, you have like half your drink left.
Right.
The waitress isn't coming around very often, so you're like, I'm gonna get an anticipatory order right now.
Yes, I'm aware.
It's a little bit like that. So we're all getting very excited for PvP, right? They're dropping these trailers. They're tweeting. They're retweeting things that are saying like PvP soon. Better get ready.
Right.
Everybody get amped. It's great, right? And I know we've all had conversations of like, maybe it's a lot closer than we think. If they're doing all this with all the trailers and stuff, and it's still, I would say, I think the cutoff where I'd be okay is 3 months. I think based on the trailers and stuff, it has to be out in the next 3 months. If it's past that, then I think it's another example of them not managing the hype train versus expectations well. And I'm just saying, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to use this podcast as a forum to express that upsetness. And yeah, that's all I got. But I hope they understand what they're doing. And it seems very curated right now. Like they have a plan in place. They're ready to go. They started to uptick the marketing. I asked an AMA question about it. about the marketing uptick, as I called it. Basically, it's a fancy way of saying when. But yeah, that's all I got. I wanted to get that in.
No, I think that's fair. I think the one thing that's different this time around with how I think sometimes they do start the hype train a little early. I think they did that. They've done that in the past a couple times. I think the one caveat here with this is their new partner, Metis. Metis? Is that how we're saying it? Metis, like that?
Metis? Yeah.
Metis. I think they're very serious.
Vox.
Vox. I think they're very serious about hitting deadlines and getting things out. So I don't think they would be like co-signing all this promotion unless they like were on board with this is happening very soon. Or not, I shouldn't say very soon, but this is happening relatively soon. So I don't think it's Metis. Yeah. I don't think they would like give the thumbs up on the hype train stuff. I don't know. Especially if it's just Bolon, tweeting out whatever he wants. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's jumping the hype train early, but
Bolon just had a few too many one night. So like, retweeted some shit.
Yeah, he's like, well, Sam sent him the music, so I'm just gonna make a tweet about the music. Like, I don't know. I think the trailer, which is my next topic, we're gonna talk about PvP. The trailer they dropped shows what looks like in-game footage of a 3v3 match happening on this new location. Looks like it's on like a ship, potentially.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up right now. You keep talking.
So I mean, it looks like that's in-game footage. They could have maybe like made it look real when they don't really have something real. You know what I mean? Like they could have just put two hero teams against each other in like kind of like a fake combat, but it looks like it's in-game footage from like an actual PvP match. So if they have that, I think maybe it is close,
Is the audio coming through?
It was for like a second ago. Yeah, like I feel like if they're showing this means it's real. I don't know. These are all things that are PvE right now. Music's good. Music's always good. I always like music.
Yeah, Sam does a good job.
Yeah.
But so it's like there's different phases of like first you need the launcher and the lobby for like PvP people to be able to get together. And then there's the blockchain aspect, and then there's the balancing aspect. Like what we just saw actually doesn't have any of those three components. So hopefully it's at least like they've got like the lobby and the matchmaking set up or something like that. But yeah, when Google Sheet.
Yeah. I mean, it is possible that, we wait a week, we get a Google Sheet for expeditions. It clicks some red check marks green check marks in over 3 weeks. And then we wait a couple weeks, then we get another one for PvP. And by the time we look up, Franz is mad thinking of salt puns for the title of the show.
Yeah, sorry, I was distracted a little bit there. I had our guests talking shit about me in the chat.
What?
No, we don't have to go over it.
Guy, settle down.
I know. How dare I?
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's gonna happen. But that brings us to our kind of final topic that we're gonna kind of discuss at length here. PvP is happening, and with this recent influx of equipment being bought, how is this equipment going to be used in PvP? I mean, that's kind of a dumb question, I know, but like that's kind of the topic in general here.
I don't think it's dumb. I think it's we have enough information to start thinking about such things.
Right. I mean, like, yeah, we're going to use it to win. That's that's the dumb answer. I'm going to use the best equipment I have to win the matches. But I think
no, that's not a good answer, though. You could use it with specific character builds based on what we know.
Fair,
we know a lot.
Guys, Maddie prepped for a while for this pod tonight, so
I haven't. I will say. Side note: Alluvium is fire. Alluvium is fire, and it's going to be fire, and it's dropping end of July. It's going live on on IMAX on like the immutable chain.
If you want to know what I'm dealing with here, I'm dealing with this from Maddie, and then I'll share Guy's screen right now, which is why Fox said start playing.
Why? No, get that off the screen. Get that off the screen.
There's a real PowerPoint that he made. This is what I'm dealing with in the background. What you don't see behind the Bogside shade. All right,
dude, Illuvium is real, and everyone should play it. Anyways, yeah, so we're starting to think about equipment for PvP because it's going to be a reality pretty soon. A couple of quick notes on some news items that happened. Like I said, they dropped that trailer. It looks like it's actual gameplay. We will see. Hubert had said, I don't know if he said this in an AMA or where this came up, but it looks like pet bonuses will not be part of PvP. However, traits are he's shooting for them being live when PvP goes live, if not very shortly after PvP goes live. So traits going to possibly be a part of it. Oh yeah, battle budget. We'll see what the battle budget is for the PvP. We don't know that right now. It's 15 for box and 11 for the boars, right? I think it's 11 for the boars.
So I thought that
was, or no, 22. 22? I know what you can use is 11.
I thought that was a good discussion point of like, do we think it's gonna? And it's probably a good AMA question. I feel like Hubert might divulge this, but like,
right?
What do we think the battle budget will be for PvP? Do we think it should be higher than 15? I personally think it should be.
Well, I think the question is, so the highest potions are 9, right? So if it's 18 or higher, that's where you can have kind of that point where you can think about, using 2 full health potions and what that does to the environment or not. So I would be a little bit surprised if it was 18 or higher. But I mean, 15 for the box is not much lower than that. So I don't know. It might just be 15. I think 15 works.
I think 15, and then the what you can bring, the inventory is 30, right? It's usually half. I think that's how it always works, right? So you can fill it out with whatever you want, costing 30, but you can only use 15 in the battle.
What did you just say what the big potion weight is?
I think
it's 9 for the Swift and the full
8.
I think so 8. Okay.
8. Yeah.
8, 8, and 9. Okay, so 16 would be interesting. So if they bring it up, so I bet that's why it's 15.
Right.
I bet it'll be 15. I would be a little surprised if you could use 2 full health potions.
Well, the health potion, yes, but also something they talked about in an AMA question a while ago, which was, I believe Seer is the only one who has Dispel, but the potions can be dispelled, which would be
Swiftness potion?
Wild if someone used a Swiftness potion and then a Seer dispelled it right afterwards.
I think that's fair. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. That's exactly, really. Yeah. There's not much else use for like a toughness potion too. I think we'll have some use. Don't think magic resist is going to matter too much until we get some nukers, some better nukers than priests.
Wizard. Yeah.
Once those traits are put in, and he did say that the trait would be in for the start of PvP or shortly after. Then Toxic and Poison Blade come into play. That anti-poison potion, that's gonna have to carry 1 or 2. If you don't have a priest,
right? That one's just a one-time cleanse, right? It's not like a.
I think and immunity. It's same as the anti-blind.
Oh, for 56. Okay, I see.
So that's just going to be mandatory. If I think that's going to be like mandatory.
I mean, I've been looking
just in case carry.
Archers with Toxic is something I'm constantly looking for in the market. So, yeah, I think.
But yeah, I thought him mentioning traits definitely surprised me that it would for sure be, if not right with the release shortly after. Because I think the way this release is going to happen, which I don't know, but like I think we're going to be kind of testing for them in basically an open beta for a while.
Right.
Once it releases with private matches, that's going to be to tinker, and it's going to be basically no stakes testing. I think that's what we've been talking about in terms of.
Well, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. I really hope that it's kind of the first initial iteration of it is literally just a free playground no stamina used, but also no experience gained. Like, it's just, we can just mess around. I really hope that's how it works, because I think I'll be kind of annoyed if they do have it's gated by stamina and there is some sort of experience like rewarded, even if it's whatever.
I don't think there'll be. There
rather
might
just
be a jewel fee. That would be a little annoying, but I guess a small one is whatever. But it does feel a little weird paying to like play with your friends, when they're not, as opposed to like a competitive environment they provide, like a ladder or something.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, even with whatever they give us, I'm sure the community's going to come up with, competitive ways to mess with this. So,
but yeah, I mean, during that kind of, I think it'll be an somewhat extended kind of like open beta, basically, that we'll be testing. They can introduce traits then, and then kind of either go slowly or not so slowly, and then kind of balance based on what they're seeing in terms of data. If they don't have any like official team stakes like tournaments or whatever, I mean, people can make their own tournaments, sure, but that's pretty much fair game to be doing balancing like that, I think.
And also too, something that's going to annoy me is that the equipment, which I know we're going to talk about a little bit, but durability is not going to be turned on. I don't see that happening for a while. So that's why I still want it to be kind of like a no stakes playground, because with durability not being turned on, there's going to be an imbalance with equipment, I think.
Yeah, it kind of makes it so that you
what imbalance?
Imbalance is the wrong word, but it's more.
The rich are going to get richer. If there was no stakes to the equipment, like no durability, then the rich will just get richer continuously.
There needs to be
how are they getting richer
to using them?
Well, all right. So if there are in-game rewards and stakes,
there's not going to be rewards for private matches. Otherwise,
I hope
Busy Bob 12 is going to play Busy Bob 25 all day, every day. I don't know what to tell you, and we're going to be rich.
No, I understand, but like I think the durability needs to be addressed. Like, it can't be that these the
tournament's update, or the tournament part of this is phase 2 or phase 3, maybe, I don't know. But it's not going to be right away, and I'm sure durability will be out before then. I mean, the imbalance that Maddie's talking about, it comes into play once there are stakes, but there has to be a downside to using this equipment.
Okay, so if there was like a ladder system with ELO that you could just sit there and grind all day, every day, and then win like subsidized Metis tokens from the Metis Foundation, then I would agree that durability should play into that, because there should be some cost to doing that. I agree with that. But that's far away. We have 3 basic check marks to hit before that, which they've laid out. Which is private matches, tournaments that they set up, and then tournaments that people can set up on their own. I think those are the first 3 things they've said several times.
And speaking of tournaments that we set up on our own,
Francis, is this a live boar hunt that you're doing, by the way?
No, this is Guy.
Oh, Guy, what's going on?
Very well.
Yeah, what's going on here, man?
This archer only has 390 health.
Both teams fought hard.
Sounds like a bad archer. Like, maybe you should throw it in the pit.
Sorry to interrupt. Go back to what you're saying.
No, so it's going to take a while for actual like tournaments that you could set up through the actual system. But we know, and we've all talked about how that's not going to be the case. And I wanted to take a minute to shout out Mega in the chat and the rest of the Jewelers setting up the Jewelers Champion League, or the Jewelers Combat League. I don't know what the C stands for in JCL, but it's going to be kind of an ongoing league format that I think a bunch of us have already signed up for. I want to say 3 out of the 4 people on this podcast right now have signed up.
I think Mega automatically put me in, but I'm in.
I think he signed you up. Yeah,
I'm in. Mega. If you did, yeah.
If I signed up, you mean sent a DM saying, "Tell me when I need to do something." Then I'm signed up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in.
Yeah, but I was really excited about that, and that's candidly part of the reason why I started buying amulets and shields and all these things. I looked, so he was talking a little bit, check out his stream from Saturday, the Power Hour stream. He was talking a little bit about the format and stuff, and nothing's set in stone, but I think he was saying like you're going to need like 12 heroes. And so I was looking at my roster. First off, do I have 12 heroes that I'm really confident in, like really good heroes? And then do I have what I need to kind of outfit all of them? And the answer to that second question is definitely no, unless I want to be running out there with teams of bunny ears, which a lot of them will be. But
yeah, I'm gonna have that.
The answer from the
Yeah.
champ is also no. That's why it's good to have friends like Tad.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
you can
All
just
right. So
borrow all his good
let's get
equipment.
to what we've been like skirting around here. What equipment do we want on our teams for PvP?
I mean, I think it's build dependent. I think we're gonna have different types of builds in terms of damage dealers and tanks, and I believe the meta is going to be somewhat dependent on whether your team is able to attack any position or just the front position. And I think if your opponents are attacking the front position, I think it makes a lot of sense to load up a knight or a warrior with all the heavy armor and all the tricks you can get. That's why I think the Aegis is good and the Bach Knight armor. So that's kind of like a build consideration you would make. And then other build considerations you would make with like an archer is if people are doing that with their knights. Now I can look for a boar's head because it's not going to be evading any hits like that. And I'm going to be able to hit it with my archer and use piercing attacks in order to like do that. So you have like a piercing archer that's like that. And
I think we'll slow down because I feel like you're already on stage 2 of the meta. I feel like.
Well, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's just a matter of like this is the best. I will equip this with the best numbers on it. I think it's completely about making a build and a strategy, and then the equipment,
of course,
is part of that. A big part of it.
However, I think, and maybe I should have said this at the start. I think for sure, initially at launch, the meta is going to be archers. I foresee people putting teams of 3 archers out there to start and just overwhelming opponents. And I don't know if I don't know if a decked out knight and then an archer and I don't know if the classic trio could handle.
I don't think
all out assault from 3 archers. I don't know if they could.
The classic trio, I think, would be terrible against the archers.
Right. So I mean, like
the Holy Trinity, yeah. I think
I also think there will be balancing done before PvP is released, so that the meta is definitely not 3 archers.
Even if they nerf archer more, I still think there's going to be people who are just all archer.
Careful what you're telling Hubert right now.
I'm not telling anybody anything right now. I'm just saying that's what people like right now. That's the only DPS. And, man, we haven't had a Pokemon reference in a long time. Go back to your early days playing Pokemon. You had 4 slots for moves. You picked all offensive moves. You never picked the other moves that the Pokemon could do. You always picked the moves that did damage. That's what people want to do. That's what people like to do. They like just dealing as much damage as possible and overwhelming their opponent. I don't see that changing. I don't know if
it'll change if they lose. If they lose, they won't like it, and it'll change.
Correct.
Yeah, Maddie, what
if they can't lose,
I don't know. I'm saying I don't think knights decked out with armor can handle that. I think the archers are going to overrun everybody.
All right, so you heard it here first on Boxside Chats. Knights not viable in PvP. Let's move on to the next class. But you know what I mean? Like what? It's
also archers don't need to attack your knights, so that's not where our knights are good. That's not what I meant. That's what I meant when they're attacking your position 1. Then the knight's good. If actually it would be, they would punish you with archers. So yes, I think that would be bad against archers.
All right. Sorry. Let me rephrase it this way.
You came out firing. You didn't have.
I'll rephrase it. I want your opinion because you're the champ. You won the tournament. You've earned this right. This is. I want to hear this. If I'm coming in with 3 archers, how are you beating me?
Probably start with a warrior, archer, and maybe think about doing another warrior or a berserker if that doesn't work. I don't know. I need reps. I need to do it. I need to figure out how a priest goes into that. It depends on what you're doing with your archers. If you're doing spray and pray, like barrage, rapid shot, 1 stone, I want a priest to be doing holy circles and healing and stuff like that, while my other guy's kill an archer. Yeah. If you're doing focus fire with the piercing and stuff, maybe I don't want that. I want more damage to kind of try to race you and have more HP to deal with you.
Give me 2 priests and a warrior. I can out heal you more than you can out DPS me. You will run out of mana and your game is over.
Well, So
Could be.
I think
We need
think
reps.
there-
I need reps. But yes, if I am presented with the problem of dealing with 3 archers, I do think if that's all I'm trying to solve for, I will beat 3 archers.
Mhm.
And if I can't, the game is kind of broken, or I suck. But yeah, I do work under the presumption that if all I'm trying to do is beat 3 archers, I will be able to beat 3 archers.
I think that there are answers for everything on every hero. It's a matter of what works well and what doesn't, right? I'm looking at the knight right now, and I'm seeing a few things that, again, I don't know that they're going to work because, and this is something that if anyone hasn't watched Just's knight breakdown, they should. One thing that you were talking about was the knight's speed and how that's a bit of a detriment. But taking kind of that out of this, they have moves like interception where you can redirect physical damage back to the knight, right? You can put that on one of the archers. There are taunts that the taunts will take away what I consider to be the archer's best move, the rapid shot. Can't do a rapid shot when you're taunted because it's a multiple attack, multiple hero attack, right? So you kind of, I don't want to say cripple them because they still have ways of doing good damage, but you throw off their strategy. If they wanted to come out with Hunter's Mark and Barrage, they can't do that now if you have one taunted. So like there are answers. It's a matter of what's actually going to work. And just like you just said, if nobody could beat 3 archers, it's not a great game. Like it's, we need more answers.
Tools,
yes.
Or they need to do less damage.
Well, maybe that's what I'm calling for it. I don't know. But Mega, I want to answer Mega's comment here saying you're assuming you're going to know the comp you're facing. I don't think you're going to know. What I'm assuming is that the triple archers is going to be what the most popular build is. That's kind of what I'm assuming.
If the meta is that strong, you're going to expect to see it.
I'm kind of going out on a limb and saying that I think that's going to be the meta. And Guy, to your point, like maybe there will be a nerf before PvP to kind of avoid that. But I don't think so because I think they've said this time and time again. They want Archer to be like comparable as a damage dealer to like, the higher classes, like to the Dark Knights and the Sages of the world. Like they want Archer to be on par with that in terms of damage that they deal, their DPS. So are you buying a Gore staff right now, Guy?
Yeah, I have a lot of priests.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, so I don't sorry.
Hold on, did I say 26% or 28%?
26. There's no 28s available.
Gotcha. Okay, carry on. I'm just curious.
I don't think we're gonna know per se unless like you know the person exactly who's you're queuing up with and they told you. But I think in general, Triple Archers is going to be a fan favorite build right now, is my guess.
No, I would assume you don't know your opponent. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
If I were to, if you're going against the metagame and you can't beat the most popular build, and you just have to join them and try to do it a little bit better, that's a problem. So I do assume there will be a counter. I'm just not sure what it is yet because I haven't played enough matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is fair to say that we're going to have a lot of people that are going to be doing 3 archers or 2 archers, like because of hunts and the way that hunts are. We all have a ton of archers. Are those all top level PvP archers? No, most cases they're not. We all have 1 or 2 that we think are though, so those are going to be the ones that are going in.
So okay, so now. So let me pull that back then after I stood on my high horse there. What do you think will be the most efficient build? And this is a question for everybody, the whole panel here. I'll stick to my guns. I think Triple Archers is the most efficient build with what we have currently. What do you guys think? We'll just start with you here.
What do you mean of efficient, like win percentage?
You're going in blind. You're facing another opponent in PvP. What are your
highest win percentage build?
Yeah, what is your most confident team going into it?
Right now I would guess Warrior Archer.
Really? No, sorry. So and then what gear?
What's that?
What gear and like what kind of builds for
that? My Warrior, I would want to use my Skelly's Eye and just open up with Rapid Onslaught and kill their Archer focus fired as soon as possible. And I'd be in medium armor probably with everybody, and have more hit points on my warrior at least. And I want to basically get into a spot where it'll be 3 against 2, and that frees you up to be able to use like health potions,
Right.
or swiftness potions. That'll be the interesting part is the swiftness potion. I think that'll be part of the chess match. Is
Interesting.
who can go fast enough to do that fast enough while they're still in a position where they don't need to heal or they don't need to counterattack. I think that'll be an extremely strategic part of this. And yeah, I think warrior is fast enough with a Scally's Eye. You can kind of cheat a little bit and not focus as much on dexterity and use like a really heavy weapon to onslaught with. And gruff is incredible. If you gruff their archer, they can't focus fire on one of your back archers as well. So I think that would be my choice right now. But like I said, I think warrior is going to be very good.
Just what? So pretend for a second that you weren't so far ahead of the game that you picked up 2 Scally's Eyes, and you were like most of the community that doesn't have one. Then what are you putting on that warrior?
Then on the warrior, I'm probably going Buckler and Gore and Buckler, and trying to do medium armor with the hat and try to repost.
Go away from the
not
Gore
repost.
axe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my question. You're gonna put the axe on the warrior, or
No,
not without the Skelly's Eye. I wouldn't without the Skelly's Eye.
Interesting.
Not if I'm expecting to face a bunch of archers, because they're pretty good at dodging
damage. Yeah.
So I would be trying to do the hat. I keep forgetting what it's called. The Bach Knight's helm and the medium armor to try to do the not repost, the other one, retribution. Retaliate. So I want to do as much retaliate as possible and just do a bunch of damage with that warrior like that.
Speaking of retaliate, I asked a question in the AMA about I don't know if you know how it works. I don't. I thought it was a basic attack, and it definitely didn't hit as hard as a basic attack.
It's like half of a basic attack, basically.
Yeah, Oku was saying
separate formula for it.
But
it's not.
Hear about that
so the ones that are available right now are not that impressive. Like the one, there's only a few examples of like retaliate, and they're not that impressive right now. Hypothetically, there is a scalability to that where it could be like retaliate. Like right now, I think it's retaliate 1 or retaliate 2, or I might be phrasing it wrong, but like there's a version of it that's like retaliate 6, like that's better, that hypothetically the paladin or the dark knight, will have eventually. Like it's right now a low scale version of it is what is available, as far as I understand it.
I just like it as a combination because it's free damage.
Right. No, it's still good.
Because
good.
I want to gruff them if I'm, if I have the buckler, if I'm a more defensive build, not using the axe and scally, I want to gruff them and make them attack me and then retaliate. Block them with my buckler.
But I want to go back to you saying you like the helmet. Those helmets are pretty pricey, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not, they're pretty rare.
After the great equipment run of July 7th, yeah.
They were about $15,000.
Yeah, because they're pretty rare. I'm pretty sure that's the only helmet. All right, yeah. So retaliate 2 is the basic attack.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 is half. It seems like about half.
Right. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I could foresee the advanced classes having significant better. Right. Okay. Perfect.
But yeah, I think that's a really good build for a warrior as well. If you're not doing Scally's Eye shenanigans, I also think archers can cheat on dexterity and use the Scally's Eye to do a bunch of strength and luck, which you wouldn't want to do normally because you'll miss and look silly. But you can like cheat. I think that's
level up those
level
more
up differently.
Yeah.
And then use the attacks. Just get your attack as high as possible and not really have like the dex modifier as much as possible. I think that's a fun build, and I think there's some berserker builds that can cheat with Scally's Eye too. That's kind of how I view it. Is that lets builds that you wouldn't normally do because you won't be able to hit, make them something you could possibly do and cheat.
I gotta tell you, on the topic of archer accuracy and the absence of said accuracy, when I put a Charger's mask on my archer, I absolutely hate it. I don't like the Charger's mask, I think is what it's coming to. I can't find a scenario where I like it. Even with my Super Dex Archer, it's still like I get a miss every so often. And I'm so used to never missing. It's I don't know, that 10% damage. I don't love the trade-off, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I don't like that either.
Well, I haven't played with your Dex Archer and a Boar's Mask, but I think the math checks out that it helps you more than hurts you.
It probably does, but I think it's one of those things where, like, similar to just misses in general, the times where it hurts you, it feels.
Well, yeah,
awkward.
against a hunt where you trigger a Demon Buck or Rampage or something, it feels pretty bad. But yeah, I think you play the numbers, the odds game in a PvP situation where you just want the most value. And
Right.
I think the Boar's Helm, if you get 17, 18, 19%, and it's going to be worth going from 90 or 100% down to 92% or whatever, depending on your archer.
Yeah, so to be clear, I do have a Charger's Mask on that archer. Like I'm accepting it.
What's your hit chance on just like an opening round boar? Like 90?
It's like I want to say like a 92.
Well, I was going to say, does the maybe it says 100%, but does the math go over 100%? I'm assuming.
No, I think the math does. He spoke on this.
Right. If it's minus 10%, but you're getting 92, so clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I can load him up right now. His team is.
But yeah, I think you don't want that necessarily in hunts, but I think in PvP you just want the value. Right. You want. I think it helps you a lot.
And I think that's why we're going to see Berserker more in PvP potentially.
I think so too.
Because Berserker right now in the hunts is
a 0, ideal. So you can't do worse than that.
But especially the box. Or even the boars, like killing one of the babies at the wrong time, it could be, it could be game over for the Berserker. So I think
I'm excited for the Berserker in PvP. I don't know that it'll be great, but I'm a lot more interested in like starting off with the Blind Fury 4-attack thing and going Berserk, or the thing where I'm really excited about the one where you go to position 1 and then get Berserk. I think that's really good. And stuff like that. I'm much more interested in playing the 80-20 game in a PvP environment and doing a ton of damage with that kind of randomly, and then having my other 2 heroes mop up the whatever happened with my Berserker. Obviously, against the box, that's like the worst thing you want to do. But
right.
I think it'll be.
I agree wholeheartedly, and also too, on top of all this, was traits, and especially if the Berserker has toxic and it's doing that one that's like do hit a bunch of times, like that'll just trigger toxic more often too. So I feel like and also too in a PvP environment, your opponent over there is like calculating, he's expecting what you're going to give him. If the Berserker literally is just RNG, there is no way for them to prepare for what happens if the Berserker just goes off.
Yeah, it's just raw power.
Sometimes it might backfire on you, but at the same time, I think Berserker could be very fun in PvP and could really upend your opponent who maybe had a plan of what he wanted to do, and the Berserker, ruined that. So
yeah, I think raw power is a good strategy. I think that's similar to loading up 3 archers and just hitting the spray and pray and seeing what happens and just attacking with raw power, whereas the Berserker just has a lot more hit points and a different kind of damage profile, but it's kind of the same thing. And what you were saying about the 4 attacks for one, same with Rapid Onslaught, that's really good with the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The Gore Axe is going to give you that many more chances to crit and get health back. The Excalibur is going to get you that many more chances to bleed or slow. It's massive if you can combine the 4 attacks with either Axe or the Excalibur. I think it's very good.
Maybe I've been wrong, Sir Murr here. 3 Berserkers. Maybe
I'll
3
try
Berserkers is the meta. Yeah.
I don't think you want that, because I think you need somebody to mop up and kind of directionally hit.
2 Berserkers and an archer. Yeah.
It's a really bad strategy to almost kill 2 different heroes and then start attacking the other one, which is very possible.
Exactly.
And if they're all in Berserk, you just can't use a potion. You just can't.
Right.
It's just
There's nothing you can
put
do.
Your hands up. They're just. I
think they need at least one babysitter.
Yeah.
Although I think for content, I think when this goes live, Bogside should do a 3 Berserkers versus 3 Berserkers, and we all just
see what
watch it happen. Like,
Get them all into Berserk, and it's just hands off the key.
yeah. We just watch them all play without us.
I think it's definitely the most fun class.
Yeah.
I disagree. I have zero fun when I play it.
Well, fun.
No, I know what you mean. I know.
Yeah.
So 91% is the answer. That's on piercing shot.
So he has the.
So 83% on, like, the fact that I'm in the 80s here with 84 decks total.
That's insane.
83% on rapid shot.
But wait, that's because it's multiple targets, right?
Yeah, but 86% on one small.
Wait, what's a regular
So you'd
attack?
be what, 93 normally?
Well, the Charger's Mask doesn't affect basic attacks.
Oh, okay.
So actually, and that's, I was thinking about this the other day. Charger's Mask on a Berserker might be the way to go. Because it doesn't, the accuracy doesn't affect basic attacks.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Either at all or just not as much.
Well, and also I'm curious when
Really?
a couple of his moves are
Yeah,
do several basic attacks. So does that affect if it's a special move that says I don't think it does.
basic.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
What?
SI and I found that out because he uses his shapeshifter a lot, and I was starting to use a shapeshifter, and Charger's
why
Mask
does-
is great, awesome.
Why do you think this? It
What
says
do you mean?
decrease physical accuracy by negative 10%. Why would you think this doesn't?
It's, I mean, I'm at 98% with the basic attack right now.
Yeah, you would be at 108% otherwise.
All right.
You would be
All right,
well
so-
over. All of
so
my
maybe-
crappy
okay.
archers are at 100%.
So maybe it's not
without
that it
charges,
doesn't
man.
affect it. It doesn't affect it as much.
enough. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Probably minus 10 from 108.
I gotta throw
Which
it on a
is-
Berserker and see.
It's probably 108. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, if the archer's accuracy is way over 100%, but it doesn't really affect the gameplay because you can't hit more than 100%. You know.
Yeah,
Well, either ways.
83% on a rapid shot is just not doing it for me.
So Charger's Mask, I think, is interesting. I don't know particularly that it's good. Obviously, what else? What did we talk about? Pants, speed pants. I think
right.
are a way to definitely, if it's going to be a race, if it's going to be an archer meta, I want the archer going quicker.
That's
You're
a
going
good
to
point.
you're going to be able to put them on the defense quicker. You're going to be able to use a swift potion.
What are pants sitting at price wise right now?
Extremely expensive.
Speed
for
pants
speed
are very expensive. So I bought a pair of speed pants the other day, 8.2%.
Nice.
And yeah, there were some other OTC buys that nobody saw. But I've been kind of just rotating it around. First, I was like, let me try it on a warrior, not totally negate, but negate some of the axes, decrease in speed. That was all right. Didn't love it. Now they're going to go on an archer next. And I'm just going to kind of play around with them. But I think archer is probably the best.
The slow Oh, you're talking about speed pants on a heavy armored guy?
No, I was saying Gorax guy because it's
Okay,
minus 15%.
Yeah, I was thinking
but yeah, same idea.
The slow resistance. Does that work against equipment or just the whirlwind?
Oh, interesting.
Wait, say that again.
The slow resistance pants,
Right.
does that have any effect on like using a Gorax or heavy armor? I'm not sure.
I think that's a status effects
Okay.
type
Yeah.
thing.
Because that was
if
another
case,
thing I
then
was thinking about.
That's wild. That's super
that'd
fun.
That'd be very interesting.
It's like, here's your heavy axe, or don't worry, I got pants.
Yeah, I
don't
can't imagine
have-
it would work that way. We need to.
I've never
fire
got
up
any
that board
pants,
very
so I
quick.
couldn't tell you.
Be careful.
Yeah,
Kurt Hogich is in chat. So
What
if
are the
that's
colors
case, all
under
those
the
we brought up.
pants? Why are there different colors?
the color of the actual pants.
That's the with the
That's
way it appears. It's
cosmetic.
cosmetic. Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, by the way, I sold 3 wolves of one color. I didn't sell it to him. He ended up with it, and they were white pants. And I was like, I had white pants. I sold them like right off the rip when I got them. They were 1 of 1. I sold them. Yeah. I don't think it matters. It's the
But it's a
color or whatever.
cosmetic one. It's not like a
Yeah, right. They were
Like those.
I wanna
Yeah,
say
like those. There are.
Resistance.
Yep. Those are the orange
Orange.
pants. Maybe there's one of each color like that. I don't
It's
know.
kind of cool.
Those are also 9%.
Cosmetic stuff is-
I
the
think
cosmetic
those
rarity
might
is
have
fun.
been Skillers. I know Skiller just got a 9% pants. Hit by. and I'll show you who owns it.
Mega, I agree. I think
Okay.
like what's the word I'm looking for? Cosmetic stuff, like the aesthetic is fun. Like just with the colors. I mean, they're too expensive. I'm not gonna buy them just for the aesthetic, but
Some people do.
no, I know.
Shout out to Renpen, the I'm forgetting the name now. New Discord server, the Skeg Shop.
What is it?
For cosmetics. It's all about cosmetics. So check that out.
They still haven't redone those two back appendages, right?
What do you mean?
The portal and the orbs.
Yeah, they look crappy in the new.
No, they're waiting. They're like they haven't released them yet. They're like backpacks. They like the heroes just wear backpacks right now, and they're going to like do that art eventually. They haven't done it.
This is true.
I think that's the situation because it's supposed to be
still
orbs
in the chat,
and the portal and like I don't know.
Okay, Renpen is there, so she'll let us know if that's accurate or not. I mean, I'm not doubting you, but I've never heard that. I don't know. So yes, I guess I'm doubting you.
They're not orbs. Like it's like a.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's like a backpack.
Oh,
What's the other one?
What's
it called?
The one right next to the left of that one. Yeah,
be right back.
it's the same thing. It's like a backpack.
Yeah. We can go to. How do you go to the old?
I forget, but it used to be like a portal, and then there used to be like orbs floating around the guy. It was cool. Those were two of my favorites. Like the portal.
And the orbs were cool too.
Yeah, the orbs were awesome. I had like 2 or 3 with orbs. I hope I kept them.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude, the orbs are awesome.
But I can't.
They looked cooler in the old view.
I might have sold them not knowing that they were orbs just because they were like the backpack or whatever.
Combat view is a good point.
I have a question. Just came up the other day. It's not like a conversation question. It's like I just have a question.
Sure.
Can you taunt someone who's channeling? Will it interrupt the channel?
No. You can taunt them. It won't interrupt them. The turn afterwards, they will be taunted if successful.
Okay.
They will finish their channel. So, like, I do this against eggs sometimes. So they'll come out with 1 round of taunts. So I have a full round to kind of get ready to kill it.
Wait, will it not shift into a demon if it's taunted?
Right.
Correct.
Oh, that's very smooth. I like that. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Well, so they finish their channel and then they become taunted. Because what brought that up for me was now I can't remember where I saw it. The seer has an ability that while they channel, they gain taunt resistance, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Because
interesting.
Yeah, that is weird.
But it's just a weird in general.
That's not saying that. Yeah.
Right.
Wait. What does he mean? Taunt.
So wait, I'll pull it up.
What does that mean?
Taunt does interrupt heal now.
Like heal over time?
Heal.
I don't follow.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a seer.
Yeah, I got it.
Are you pulling up a seer?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean if you're taunt interrupts heal?
The heals are all one.
What are you talking about? I already cast the heal, dude. You're gonna undo my heal?
So what are you talking about? The tier 5, I believe, is or no?
Is there a channel heal we're talking about?
Oh, there's one channel heal the seer has, I believe.
Which one?
It's the barrier. It's the barrier.
Oh,
right.
The tier 4 one. There's a divine.
Yeah.
So it says right there. Go back to barrier stone. It says taunt causes this channel to be interrupted. It's written right there. So that's a special case because this is the 50% taunt resistance is what tipped me off this. I was like, that's a weird thing, but it does say right there. So that's a special case.
Okay, so if you're channeling to target your own guys, your own single target, it'll interrupt it instead of now targeting the guy who just taunted you. Is that what it used to do? Is that the problem? Okay.
Yeah. Man. Not that I feel like seer, and maybe this is a topic we can discuss. I feel like seer is not going to be used at all. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be
dispel those swiftness potions, dude.
Yeah, the dispel and the swiftness is a cool...
Sanctuary is very good. If they're spraying,
Sanctuary's-
praying, Sanctuary is probably better than Holy Circle in a lot of ways. It's more efficient.
Well,
The
I
Osmotic
do
Ward
use
could be
just
good.
you use the seer for the tournament, which I thought was
Yeah.
wild.
Well, you're not going to be casting Ominous Entrance against me, so.
Right,
But yeah,
if
I
someone-
used them for a specific reason because I had to deal with Demon Box.
Right.
So
I guess if we
Well, 'cause
get
they-
to a
'cause,
meta
yeah.
where priests are something people are
Seer's
using
like a
lot.
different way to do it. If you want Dispel
The
instead of the
Osmotic
nuking
Ward.
of a priest, I guess.
I think they're so the way that they like the codexes and like the level 10 abilities with seer are insane. And I can't wait to see them in action. I think it's, who knows when we'll see them, next year or two. But as it stands right now, I don't think the seer. I think the
I don't know if
priest feels better. I
I don't know if support is going to be good.
support. There's just
I don't
not.
know.
It's just not like strong right now. And those bubbles, like the priest does better bubble shields. I just
We're
I don't
gonna
know.
have to find out how a priest can deal with this. Just going slowly once around. If their actions are going to be meaningful enough
They are
to
very
basically carry their weight in a party. I mean, you only get 3 slots, right?
Right,
So
right.
we're just going to have to find out if support is good enough. And
Yeah.
if it is good enough, there will be different kind of priests you can build, or you could build a seer instead, where the seer kind of has this efficient healing with the barrier, the passive barrier,
Right.
and sanctuary, and then is able to do some tricks like dispel.
Mhm.
I'll
and
say
the,
this. You go ahead. I thought you were finished.
And the tier 5s, I think the accuracy on the tier 5, if you're going to be, I think Final Blow on the Warrior is going to be really cool, by the way.
Yeah,
And this could be like the combo with that.
that
That's
move
gonna be
never
very
works.
frustrating if that hits.
Yeah.
I took it off. No, so in regards to priests and how slow they are and stuff like that, I think the battle budget and the length of games will be very impactful to whether priests have a place. If games are quick and you're not running out of potions, I don't see a reason for a priest. If the game somehow, and I don't think they will take longer right now, but like if they somehow end up taking longer, then those priest heals have a home, so to speak.
Well, okay. Well, sorry, I was going to change topics a little bit, but I agree with that.
Give Seer a mana burn, and Seer will be useful.
What do you mean?
Have the Seer steal 20 intelligence from the Archer,
That's not. They're not going to do something like that. That's crazy.
or 20 mana, not 20
Change,
intelligence.
No, I know what
change
you
the
mean.
entire codex. and-
Yeah, that's not.
No, like so, just in match. So you got 150 mana.
No.
You take 20
It-
mana.
I
Mana
will say
burn's a thing in
No, I understand. And Wowie has talked about this a lot. I know Wowie's been out of the scene for a bit, but he talked about kind of like mana moves in general and moving mana around heroes and stuff like that. They don't want to do that. They're not going to do that. That's messing with stuff that's messing with the core of what the heroes are. And I don't think they want to do that.
You're not changing the codex. It's just an endgame move.
No, I know, but they wow, he signed off. God damn it.
How's that
I
not
mean,
changing the
the-
codex?
You heard the baby cry in the background, but now that he's gone, we could talk about how much we hate what he just said without him kind of rebutting. So
I don't. They're not going to mess with. They don't want to mess with mana manipulation very much. I don't think they want to touch that because it could get broken very fast. I don't think anything they have right now. I think there's a mana discount at level 5 with the seer, which I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what they do with future codexes and stuff like that, but I don't think they're going to mess with mana.
I think it's totally viable if they do that. I mean, they're not going to change the seer to that. It's already got words on it. But yeah, somebody else could do that. I think it's totally viable. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to be spending your action, every round to be doing something like that.
Well, if it was like a
I think you could
mana,
just die.
like a vampire mana or mana vampire,
I understand. If it's a passive, sure, but I don't want to spend my turn doing that while they're killing me.
Right, fair.
That goes back to the length of the games. If these are going to be quick games, which I think we all agree they're going to be on the quicker side, there's no room for a move like that.
And it's possible that once we play the games, it's not going to be all about the archers. It's going to be all about the priest. If support is just good enough, if you have the time to with our armor. So we're used to we're used to attacking box and boars, right? We're not used to attacking players with armor and such. So we don't necessarily know that the archer is going to be good enough to obsolete like a priest or a support class. So it might be about the support. I can't really know that until I get reps in, right?
No,
but
totally.
I think that's going to be an interesting question. And I think if support is good, if the seer is good, if the priest is good, then the seer has an opportunity to do a similar thing differently, and that's how it gets its play. I think if it's not worth using a priest, it's not going to be worth using a seer. But we'll see.
Very good point. I want to move now, and we're going to wrap up soon. Is Worm in the chat? I thought I saw him earlier.
Worm is going live 10:30. Everybody,
okay, cool.
Check them out right after us. Worm and Emerson.
So this would be like the last kind of topic.
Is this?
This would be like the last topic I want to talk about. We mentioned it earlier, but Just, you did put out a video breaking down Knight, and yes. I kind of want to come from a very skeptical point here. I do not enjoy using the Knight. We've talked a lot tonight about Archer Warrior, Archer builds, fast, speed, being the meta and stuff like that. I do you see Knights being in, a PvP meta for as they stand right now?
I can see them being in a PvP meta. Yes. If your opponent wants to focus fire on your position 1, I want to load up my Knight and screw them up. If they don't want to do that,
have at least one archer. Isn't everyone going to have at least one archer in their build?
Okay, one archer. What if you have 2 warriors to go with that archer?
Yeah.
Then I want my Knight. Then I'm going to counter that. And they're going to be the best at using heavy armor,
right?
Aegis, buckler, basically all the defense stuff. Heavy arm. I already said that. And then they're just going to be the best at doing that. Toughness potion potentially. And I'm just going to try to counter your warriors or your warrior berserker or something like that.
Right. Well, I think if it's a warrior berserker build, I think Knight is the superstar to counter that. But
yeah,
Archer.
Your question was, is there a meta where the Knight could be good? And the answer is yes. Do I like Knights? Are they my favorite class? No.
Yeah.
They're probably near the bottom, but I think there's a reason. I think there will be a use for them. I'm building some Knights. I don't really enjoy them in the fights. They're really boring, but I think there will be use for them.
I mean, they're supposed to
be significantly better than a warrior in that role.
Supposed to be just the guy in the way. That's what their job is, literally. So I don't know. I've especially with the hunts. I mean, I know it's a different scenario, but I've been fading Knights so much. I really just do not. I never want a Knight over a warrior in almost any situation.
Yeah,
and
I prefer it.
I don't know how I'm going to put him in my PvP team. I always am going to have, I think, a warrior.
Well, if you have a warrior that's dying, then you might consider it.
I guess. I don't know.
It's all situational. You were just saying berserker. I would say if your opponent is going with the berserker frontline, I would take a Knight to counter that and just kind of hope it cancels it out.
Pummel them,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you make it kind of a 2-on-2 game at that point.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be a lot of meta considerations, like support or no support,
right?
The ability to attack any position or mostly P1 in terms of ganging up on somebody. That's going to matter a lot. And equipment builds, am I going to try to cheat a little bit with a Skelly's Eye or with a Boar's Head or something like that? Or am I going to cheat a little bit with a swiftness potion on my speed pants guy and try to get you like that? I think there's enough tools. There's not as nearly as much as complexity as there's going to be in this game at some point if everything goes the way it's planned. But there's enough there for a rock paper scissors. I think.
No, and I also
think what you want.
I think Knight is probably the only one of the active classes that I would consider going into the battle with the heavy armor. I don't think I want the heavy armor on anybody, really. I think it's too much of a detriment on a warrior. I think if I was using an archer, if I was using a Knight to be that tank up front, to be the meat shield, and I was facing somebody who I knew was warrior, berserker, or maybe just one archer, then I'd really gear him up with that heavy armor. Otherwise, I don't want to use heavy armor on probably anybody. right now.
I prefer the medium in general, but
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it, but again, I just, even one archer, I feel like he makes that whole point of
I don't-
having that meat shield useless,
no, I don't
But,
agree. I think
you're
one
saying that
archer
with no
attacking their
evidence.
back line is wasting his turns. I think your heroes need to be working together.
fair.
One archer just attacking their back line, and then them doing a cohesive strategy and being like, oh, my back line's about to die, I'll just heal potion it first and then kill you. I think that's just a bad strategy to not have your archer kind of doing its own thing. I think you all need to work together and kind of attack the same person, because I think the key to this is going to be getting up 3-2 as soon as possible.
Right.
They'll, maybe,
Numbers game.
yeah,
Getting
then they'll have a
window.
window to counter and get you down to 2-2. Otherwise, action economy is going to take over, and you'll win as 3-2.
Yeah,
What would be crazy? I mean, I don't think it's worth it to plan for this, but when Mythic Squad comes in with like somebody with like 2 resurrects or something like that, like that'll be such a game changer, and I feel like that'll be wild to be like get that advantage, then all of a sudden they like resurrect a hero or something like that. Like that is going to be insane to see those traits live. I'm so excited for that.
Well, it'll be exhausted, and it'll come off exhaustion just in time to watch me doing my victory lap.
Yeah, and,
with the other 2 dead heroes, so it'll be fine.
and it's going to happen. It's not going to take you by surprise unless you're not prepared.
Right.
You're going to be setting up for that kill shot with the idea of I'm going to have to do this again.
Right.
I think there are a lot of moves that we just aren't exploring yet because they have no place against the box and the boars, right?
Mhm.
I mentioned interception before. Another one I'm excited to see, even though I don't like the reduction in damage and accuracy, is cleave. Like,
it could be interesting.
It could. Again, I really don't like the accuracy mostly, but also the damage is
The toxic though.
it's terrible. But
Toxic warrior with cleave. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you
Like-
start with rapid onslaught and
Yeah.
it hits
Big
twice.
cleave.
Like,
I'm pretty
it's-
interested in doing that with an Excalibur. Slow their whole team, lead their whole team. Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
That could be crazy.
I'm pretty.
I mean,
I'm
your next turn, you
interested
hit
in
him with a
Whirlwind. Yeah,
whirlwind?
I'm interested in Whirlwind. I think Whirlwind could be a sleeper.
mhm.
I think the action
That could be a good
economy
one.
game is going to be important.
On the
Slowing
10
one of your heroes to slow 2
too.
or 3 of theirs is going to be massive and do AoE damage.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
And
potentially
negative-
really good.
The negative doesn't hit on that 10%. Like, oh, you win.
You got your 18% slow resist pants. Hello.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting one for maybe a last topic. So I was talking to someone in DGen Dungeon the other day who was saying that he thinks that a high-end Dread Knight will be able to be competitive in PvP right away. And my initial reaction was like, no way. I started looking at like the gap in stats and the idea. So the discussion we were having was assuming traits are
Live.
in there.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I know it's kind of like a weird thing if we're saying like a high end dread with sick elites, like, but you have
A high-end
two
dread
turns
with
right
like
there.
resurrect and second life.
Well, no, obviously that doesn't make for a fun argument, right? I'm not saying that, but if you have like a stun and like an exhaust, maybe that's 2 turns taken care of right there. It'd be up front replacing something. Would I want to do it? Yeah, no. I get that. Would I want to do it? Does it seem like it'd be fun? No. Will it be viable? And do I think we'd see it? I think we might see it.
Sure.
Oh, we'll see everything.
Well, and Dread, I believe, can use two-handed axe.
We'll see lots of bad strategies. Some by me. That's how you learn. I don't care about win percentage playing private matches against my friends. I care about learning as much as I can as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. I said it was a bad strategy at first too. When I looked at the stats, it's about a 40 stat difference, total stat difference. That's what gave me a little pause.
I mean, this is the conversation we've been having for years now, is what kind of game is it where a dread is possible to play against a warrior? Like, that's why I've never really bought that.
Yeah, I guess if a dread is viable and is winning with no codex, I I think we have an issue with the game. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that'll be possible, but I think once they get a codex, we will have an issue with the game. But there's no need to think about. It'll be 2028 by that point. We'll have a new president.
Bullish statement to end the pod by just 2028. Very bullish timeline.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up. Unless did we miss anything we want to touch on? We do have a little bit of time if you want to. Did we miss any? I think we hit all the. What was I gonna say? Yeah, evasion pants. We touched on
real quick.
Yeah.
You
got dark something you're gonna do?
No. Well, I'm considering.
Why is it so bright?
Yeah. All right. I use light mode. Yes. This Knight Paladin, level 20. He is. I want to see 3rd or 4th highest HP for Knights. About 1,500. Dex is shit. He annoys the fuck out of me. Excuse my language.
Because he misses.
He misses so damn much. But you see where that little X is as far as
good points. That's incredible. Yeah,
he's very good. The endurance is very good. The dex not so much. So I found for pretty cheap this level 17 Knight Paladin that just happens to have some. Wait, I'll change this.
That's three or 2 matches. 2.
So it's days can carry over, efficient can carry over.
Oh, excellent.
That's a wild dark summon, dude.
I don't know that I'm gonna do it. There's also rerolls coming. That doesn't really solve your problem though in terms of keeping your good HP rolls, right?
Yeah.
Well, so it's got a greater vigor stone. The good HP. So it didn't even have that great of HP rolls, and that's kind of like the rub here is that there were a lot of medium and small, but the big were over 100, and it was great. I think the HP could have been a lot higher. I did everything to get it where it needed to be. You got the tiers on there. But I'm considering this dark summon, and it's the idea of is good the enemy of great? Is it good enough? I don't know.
I was always worried about this. I never bought that it was I always thought there was going to be a problem with the big heavies like the Knight, Paladin, Dark Knight, who were leveled up based on growth and had no dexterity. I always thought that was going to be a problem. I never bought that it would work itself out.
Yeah.
Well, which is how they would answer that. Once Hubert keeps progressing his game, it is worked out because there's a move that says it's a passive that says level 10, that take your endurance number and add that to your dex for a Knight. So it's okay, great, but we're not there yet.
I think it doesn't help. It's level 10
at all. It's a level 10 move.
Okay. Which we're not going to see till their level
So in my head, I was like, "Oh, 2028 will be
miles."
Yeah, exactly.
And now, in the rearview mirror by a lot. Anyways, but no, this Knight is great, but it's a tough hang. It would annoy the crap out of me to miss.
Let me go back to something you said earlier. That the Jewelers Combat League, they suggested that 12 heroes are what you're looking for to compete in this league is what they're looking for. Is this Knight one of your top 12 heroes?
Yeah. So right now I'm counting him as yes. I actually have my.
He's a top 5 Knight, so I would imagine yes. I would hold off on killing him because there's gonna be he will see play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not logged into Google. Oh wait, hold on. I might be able to pull up what I've been. No, that's not for tonight. But I have the 12 heroes already listed out. I have a whole spreadsheet with every piece of equipment that I own, with each of the different defense.
I guess I'm going to need to do that too. Then
in a different, I had a lot of Excel fun.
Is there a level cap for this league? We should have Mega on.
No, that was going to be my question.
Why would there be a level cap?
I guess not. No. I guess there's not.
People have 12 level 20s.
I don't have 12 level 20s.
Get there.
I got one level 7.
Hey, expeditions are right around the corner. You can auto stam very easily. Cool. Isn't that nice? There should be no level cap.
No, I agree. I agree with you. All right. Don't do this.
There is a scally cap though. It's 1 scally per
one.
User. So that second one,
how about no accessories? Can we have a no accessories rule?
And also, I did talk to Tad and to Mega about getting Tad in the league, so you're screwed on that too, Jess.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're banked,
I
so to
better
speak,
I
is-
better milk this champ title for another
You're,
couple.
yeah, I was
of
gonna say
months,
your
or
DFK
it's going away.
sponsor. All right. I would say don't do this, Dark Summon.
No, I'm not doing it tonight. Mega just asked what level the burn partner is. It's 17, but I would wait for 20.
Yeah.
So it would be 2 level 20s.
Right.
Like this
Greater
guy's
vigor.
not good either.
Have
Great,
you?
it would be greater vigor.
Wait, has anyone ever on this panel here done a 2 level 20 Dark Summon?
No.
I've never done that either. Yeah.
I don't know how many have been done in the community. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be kind of crazy to
You have to be crazy.
like
Yes,
the what it's worth on the tavern. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
but we're all gonna be doing them. At some
I have
point,
I have
to get
some
them
that
up
I'm
there.
leveling up to Dark Summon at level
Yeah.
20 that are just fine for
Yeah,
hunts, but have no future beyond that. So
I
will do
actually,
them.
well, this is another issue for another podcast, but I have 2 uncommon warriors who are at level 12 with like 45 strength. Like their strength is like off the charts for where they should be, but they're uncommons. So I know I'm going to kill them eventually, and I'm just like debating what to do with them.
See where
Kill
they
them
get
now.
when they're at level 20.
I know. I mean, I think that's.
Two very different answers there.
Wait, what did you say? Kill him? You say
Kill
kill
them
him?
now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said wait for level 20. He said kill him now. I mean, no, but
I think I'm going to go to 15. I think I'm going to go to 15 with them because they're both level, like I said, 12 or 13. So,
but if the stats are good, why not see where?
but they're
they
not.
end up?
They're like just their strength has leveled
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
They're medium for the rest of everything. All right. Anyways,
I agree. Kill them like more often than not. But I'm just saying, like with the level 20,
but also with uncommon,
Uncommons are for killing. You need to find out if you get lucky or not. Because if you
2
don't get lucky, who
uncommons-
cares?
2 uncommons.
If you're not
over
gonna
15. What stone am I using?
exactly.
How much money am I putting into that?
You-
2 uncommons. I don't. Well, anyways. Any other final comments? I think we're going to sign off tonight. What in the DFK with Worm and Emerson is going to go live at 10:30. We recommend everyone go check them out. Do we have anything else? Franz, Guy, or just any other things you want to talk about? I
No.
think we covered everything on our little agenda.
what's the next video out, Joss?
Oh yeah, you gonna do more of those?
Warrior. I said I was
Warriors
going to
match?
get it out this weekend.
Yeah.
Failed.
Don't worry about it.
All right, so
hard.
this coming weekend, it's going to be
Maybe.
out for sure. That you heard it here first. Definitely out this weekend. Awesome. Great to hear that.
I'm trying to increase the quality a little bit from the last.
No, it's good.
The last
Well, we don't know anything about that on this.
Yeah,
podcast,
don't worry about that. I will say I love the opening jingle and like the Just Crypto. Like,
Yeah, it's very good.
it's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
that opening jingle is a real song.
I know it is. Yeah, I knew it.
A vagrant music man that died, so he's not gonna copyright slash me. That was my strategy.
That's
There
smart.
you go.
Family,
Smart, right?
still out there. So
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So
Anyway.
while we're talking about it though, Just where can people find you? Where can they watch these videos?
It's just crypto, YouTube, Twitter.
can I just say I love the where can people find you, because like that's something that you're supposed to do. It's the same 20 people watching. They know who he is.
Whatever. Man.
they know
People
who
watch
he
it in the
is.
future. In the future, they're gonna watch it and they're gonna see.
Yeah.
You can find him in DGen Dungeon and
Oh
you're
my
good
god!
there.
You know what? You can host if you
No,
want.
I
You
know,
can
I know
host if
have
you
to say
want.
That. That's the right thing to
That's
say.
that's
the
always my
podcast
least
thing.
favorite part of these things.
So
I
tell us,
hate
how'd you-
self promotion.
Yeah.
How'd you get into crypto? What was
We
the
don't
first
do
time
that.
you
We don't.
bought?
We never do that. You know, we never do that. I hate that too. We never do that stuff. We had to do it with Dreamer, and it was awkward. If you
This has been an episode of Bogside Chats.
Well, I got my Steady.
finish it.
No, you finish
Just
it.
do it now. You
Our
started
guest-
it.
Our guest was saying something.
Yeah,
I was giving you my origin story, but that's all right. Next time, we'll talk about how I got a
tune
stimmy
in
and
next time.
blew it on crypto.
This has been an episode of Bogside Chats. For Franz, for Guy Kid, for our guest, Just Crypto. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Matty Pesk. We will catch you guys next week.
Love you guys.
Peace.